Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back at the part 3 of our briefcase training, Your Body Language Shapes Who You Are. If you remember, at the part 1 of this course, that we talked about the hormones in our bodies and how that hormones could be effects in our actions and reflecting on our behaviors. We were specifically talking about these two key hormones, testosterone, which is dominance and control hormone, and the opposite one, cortisol, which is stress hormone. And we were wondering if our bodies can change our minds. Then we went through to the part 2, where we focused on the character of the powerful people and how their actions and behaviors. So today we're gonna talk about other character, right? The powerless people, the cortisol people. So if you want to decrease this hormone as well as you increase the powerful hormone in your body in order to change your feeling of weakness and to be replaced with the powerful feeling, just be with us. So at the previous episode, we brought to you example from my real experiment. And we explained the character of powerful students when we mixed them with powerless people, and how their acts when they just coming into the classroom. And we told you how they get right into the middle of the room before class even starts, like they want to occupy space and moving around with full of confidence. And when we told you also when they just sit on their chair, they stretch out, they take up space and expanding their chest. And it's clearly you can see that confident in their faces. So now we have the other character, powerless people, who are virtually collapsing when they come in, as soon as they come in. And you can see that in their faces and their bodies. And when they just sit in their chairs, they make themselves tiny. And they go like this when they raise their hand, quietly, slowly. Now, you're not gonna be surprised. It seems to be related to gender, subhanAllah. So, women are much more likely to do this kind of things than men. Women feel chronically less power than men, subhanAllah. So this is not surprising. By the way, I don't want to get bad feedback from the women after this episode. I don't want to get involved with the women in this subject. So, but tell you what, the power secret in female character, it's in their powerless. Anyway, I don't want to get involved or go so far in this subject. This is another subject. I want to keep my relation well with the other half. Anyway, it seems also to be related to the extent of which students were participating and how they were well the class participating. And this is really important in the school or in any stage of your education, that they care of participation. And this is the powerful and powerless. The powerful people, you will just see their grade of participation better than the others. So especially the participation counts for the half of grade, as you know. So schools have been struggling with this gender grade gap. You get these equally qualified women and men coming in at the start, and at the end you get these differences in grade, and seems to be partly attributable to participation. The participation is very, very important, and the powerful will raise their hand with confidence. Of course, they will lift it up, and the teacher or the coach will see at the first glance their hands. So you have these people coming in like this, and they're participating as so. Is it possible that we could get people to fake it and would lead them to participate more? Is it possible? Science wanted to know if we can fake it till we make it. Like, can you do this just for a little while and actually experience a behavioral outcome that makes you seems more to be powerful? So we know that our non-verbals govern how other people think and feel about us. There is a lot of evidence, but still the question was really that do our non-verbal govern how we think and feel about ourselves? There is some evidence that they do. At the part one, we gave you an example. We smile when we feel happy, but also when we forced to smile by holding a pen in our teeth, just like this, it makes us feel happy. Try it. So it goes both ways. Now, when it comes to power, it also goes both ways. So when you feel powerful, you're more likely to do that stuff of things. I mean, the actions of powerful people. But it's also possible that that when you pretend to be powerful, just pretending, you're more likely actually to feel powerful. And in that way, you can increase that hormone, the testosterone hormone, the power hormone in your body. So it's you can fake it till you make it. Fake and pretend that you are a powerful person, and you will become it. Believe me. So we are talking here about the high testosterone and low cortisol, and the effective leaders also they have high testosterone and low cortisol. So what does that mean? When you think about power, people tend to think only about the testosterone because that was about dominance and control. But really, power is also about how to react to stress, how to deal with your stress. So, do you want the high power leaders that dominant, high on testosterone, but really stress reactive? Probably not. You want the person who's powerful and assertive and dominant, but not very stress reactive. The person who's laid back. So we know that in private hierarchies and organizations, if an alphabet needs to take over, if an individual needs to take over an alphabet role, sort of suddenly, within a few days, that individual testosterone has gone up, increased significantly, and his cortisol has dropped down significantly, subhanAllah. So we have this evidence both that the body can shape the mind. The body can shape the mind, at least at the physical level. And also that role change can shape the mind. So what happens? You take a role change. Now what happens if you do that at really minimal level? Like this tiny manipulation for 2 minutes. You say, I want to stand up, just stand like this, and it's going to make you feel more powerful. Believe me. So it's pretending. Pretend that you are power guy, you will be power guy. Just act as a power guy.